Hey everyone, how's it going today? Coach Alvarez here, back at you with another episode, Coffee with Coach. Bringing these mental vitamins to you this morning. Hope you're up doing well, got the mind in the right place. But if not, let's put it in the right place. So, I'm gonna start off where I ended yesterday, because I'm listening to this video. Okay, another video of Grant Cardone. Again, for whatever reason, I'm just drawn to his messages lately. Probably about a week and a half or so, maybe going on 2 weeks. And yesterday I was talking about your network, okay, is your net worth, all right? And this is part 2 of that, all right, part 2, because what I'm listening to relates with what I said yesterday. So yesterday, if you didn't catch the episode, I had a student that moved to the other side of town, about 45, 50 minutes away, and reached out to me looking for basically like a little kick in the butt kind of thing, like, he knew what he had to be doing. He just wasn't doing it. Reached out, and because he knew, he knows I'm all business. You know what I mean? He knows, like I'm the guy to talk to, and he reached out. So kind of got his mind in the right place after about 40, 45 minutes or so. He has a good call. He went to train like he was supposed to train. Sent me a message later on that evening. Was like, hey, coach, appreciate it. Like, that really helped. I got a good training in, and I feel better. Okay. That's good stuff, right? That's a good network right there, okay? Because who you can rely on to call on, that's going to give you not really what you want to hear, as far as like pushing you in the direction where it's most comfortable, but in the direction where the work needs to be done. And the thing is we're just feeling like we just don't want to do that work, and we need someone that needs to push us in that direction. Then the other example was like later on that day, I saw a post where someone didn't get a workout in, they were eating bad, they're not feeling good about life, blah, 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 and they made a Facebook post, and then here comes all the, yeah, me too, and there goes a thread of like negative post, right? So you got to be careful of, who you're going to for help, for advice, right? This episode today, talking about what I was listening to Grant Cardone, was putting yourself around those people. So not just being able to call on certain people, right? Like you have people like, one of my students that used to train me, he has me to call on along with other people. I get messages all the time. Hey coach, can we talk? Hey coach, can we talk? Yeah, we can talk. Let's get after it. Let's figure out what's going on, and let's try to get you in a better direction. Anyways, this episode is about putting yourself around people. Okay, not just being able to pick up the phone and call on certain people that that's gonna, push you in the right direction. But how about put yourself around those people all the time? Like find yourself a circle, a network of friends that are doing more than you, that are getting after it more than you are, that are just all around just doing better than you are. Because if you're around the people, and you guys all heard this is a common phrase. Like if you're hanging around, 9 broke people, you're going to be the 10th one, or 4 broke people, you're going to be the 5th one, or whatever, however you want to slice it. Like if you're hanging around people that aren't really doing much, there really is no growth there, because you're going to be the next number. You're going to add to that statistic of not doing good. But if you put yourself around other people and attach yourself, okay, not being like a leech, right? Not being like we're just using people. Because at some point, you got to be that person that's going to help out next, right? But you need to put yourself around other people that are doing more than you and have the mindset that you want to have the things that you want to have, that are going where you want to go, where you're not at yet, because that's what you need around you to get there. So it's just one of those things where when I'm listening to Grant Cardone, he was actually talking about his dad, which just kind of blew my mind. And if you heard my story before, or his story, he lost his dad at 10 years old. And he's talking about his dad was like, kind of middle class, was doing okay, had a nice home, but really didn't have other things past that. And then when he passed away, his mother, okay, the wife, instead of grieving, had to sell the home. Instead of grieving, they had to think about where they're going to get the next paycheck, how they're going to pay for the expenses, and how they're going to live, and how they're going to do this. So things weren't set up right. So he's like, man, even if my dad was alive, I probably wouldn't take his advice. you know, and that just blew my mind because I was like, man, that's just deep, right? Like you know, obviously he loved his dad, and he says in the videos he loves his dad. He's just saying in certain areas he wouldn't take advice from his dad from the things that his dad was doing because he left things on the table. He left things that where they shouldn't have been at. So it's just one of those things where you got to make sure you put yourself around the right people, man. And you got to check yourself all the time, man. Who are your friends, man? Who are you listening to? Who are you hanging out with? I had a student trying out the class the other day, last week or so. And, of course, I always ask, like, hey, what brings you in? And, of course, she's like, well, I want to get in shape. I want to get healthier. You know, I was trying to work out. And my workout partner, like, basically quit on her, you know, she don't feel like working out no more. So now she's left hanging by herself. Well, she obviously picked the wrong friend to choose as a workout partner. You probably picked another person like yourself, like, hey, girl, you want to get in shape? Yeah, I want to get in shape. Well, let's go try to get in shape. Well, you put yourself around someone that really wasn't dedicated to getting in shape, wasn't in shape already, wasn't already doing what they're supposed to be doing. And now they leave you hanging and you're by yourself. So you got to make sure that you're putting yourself, if you're going to go work out, someone's already working out. Someone's already doing what you're doing, okay? What you want to do, not what you're trying to do. Because if you're hanging out with someone that's trying to do what you're trying to do also, they're probably going to quit on you. They're probably going to have a day where they don't feel like it. It's raining outside, it's cold. They argue with their spouse or their boyfriend, had a bad day at work, and they're going to cut out on you, and now you're left by yourself. Versus if you picked a friend or went around someone that no matter what kind of feeling they have that day, you know they're going to get it done. Like, you know their job's going to get done. That's the person you attach yourself with if you want to go and get in shape, if you're not in shape, right? If you want to be around someone, let's say your finances, right? And why would you ask someone around you that don't have good finances, that is broke, has bad credit score? Why would you ask them for advice? Why would you go to anyone like that for advice? And it's just one of those things where it's like, well, maybe I should ask someone that has a really good credit score. Maybe I should ask someone that has a really good discipline with their money. Maybe I should attach myself to someone like that. So this network is your net worth thing goes into a lot of different directions. So again, yesterday was more of, you know, who's your network that you call on for help. But then today it's more of who's around you on a daily basis. You know, who are you attaching yourself with on a daily basis that you're here and they're here and you want to get to there. Okay. But if you got two people that are here and you don't really know how to get to here, you can't help each other. You're not going to help yourself. They're going to bail on you. They're going to quit on you at some point. So your network is very important on who you're attaching yourself with and who you're listening to. And a lot of the times our family members really aren't as ambitious as us, aren't trying to go where we're trying to go. So we have to go find other people. We need to go outside that circle, outside the family, outside where you live at, to go get something else that you want to go get. And this story that he shared with his dad and everything else and other stuff I was listening to, you know, it just got to me really good today. And I was like, yeah, I can relate to that. Because he said he was broke from like 15 to 25 to whatever years old. And he said he didn't buy his first house till he was like 31, 32. Now this guy's making millions of dollars. And again, it's not all about the money, right? Like money doesn't, that's not really what you're chasing, but you are chasing bigger and better things. And if you're not happy with where you're at, then get out of where you're at and go put yourself around people that are already doing what you want to do. Not two people that are going to meet together and try to, let's go try to do this together, because you don't know how to get there. You don't have the blueprint. You don't know what to follow. You don't know what it takes to get there. And as soon as things get hard, someone's going to check out because it gets too hard. But if you're around someone that already went through that wall, already went over the wall, under the wall, through it, around it, however they made it, and they're still there, that's who you want to attach yourself with, you know. So it's just one of those things where I can relate to a lot, because I had to get away from certain people, certain things to really get my mind open. And I had, like I said, I had a mentor one time, business mentor, say, you know, hey, I'm going to spend these next couple of days with you to break up all this concrete and crap inside of your head that's been built up over the years. My job over the weekend is to just chisel away at all this stuff that's been compiled in your head from people that aren't doing anything, that's been around you your entire life. Now you come into this atmosphere. I got to get rid of all that stuff that's in your head so we can plant new seeds and put a bigger, dream in your head, bigger, open your mind up to bigger and better things. Because why? The ceiling's been too low for too long. All right. So we got to remove that ceiling and get around bigger people that are doing better things. And one thing for sure, and that's the thing that I think kind of pushes a lot of people away from my academy, is I push. Okay. I push my students. I push the people around me. I really don't, again, I'm very protective of my mat space, my academy, who I allow, what's allowed to be said, okay, what's allowed to be talked about, and I just don't play. I just don't play because I already know what the other thing gets me, and I'm already in this other place where I'm at, and I'm trying to keep it there. So I'm very protective over that space. So it's just one of those things. You have to do the same thing as well. So where do you want to go? What do you want to have? And then let's get after it. But you got to put yourself around those people that are already doing it. It's just one of those things. It's kind of hard to ask people for advice if they never went through it before. I'll give you an example with my competitions. I have a lot of students that can ask me anything about competitions because I've competed for so long all over the world in so many different countries through so many different whatever. If you want to know how to do something with competition, I'm one of those guys to come to. Versus if I've never competed before, maybe I can help you, maybe I can't. Maybe I can help you up until this point, but eventually you're going to have to go get another coach to where someone that can actually relate to you, know what it's like to be in the trenches, know what it's like to be in that situation when time's running out and you're behind and you want to give up and you come back and win. All right. So just one of those things I wanted to share with you today. So hopefully your day's off to a good start. If not, hopefully this kind of jump starts it, puts it in the right direction, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, have a good day.